What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have Avantasia. Yes, indeed. How about that? Avantasia making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-bobbity bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Thomas Roaring, and Thomas wanted to see me react to this song by Avantasia called Draconian Love. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second. Yeah, I recognize this song. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Nuclear Blast Records, okay? And the video has 2.5 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Avantasia, Draconian Love, official clip. Wah, wah, wah.
It's a trap.
Yeah, there is that word official coming off of Nuclear Blast's official channel. Yeah. Look, you know what I'm going to say, so I'm not going to say it. All I'm going to say is, just wait and see what happens and hope for the best. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
You said draconian love, you said draconian. You said draconian love, you said draconian. Welcome to your reign, seemingly endless as you take your wings. The world through kaleidoscope eyes until you unlearn what you keep inside. Those innocent eyes refracting the light for a middle sail song. Feel the cold around, slow down and wait its turn no more. Tell me, how should I embrace like roses will wither on the vine? Why should I bide my time if it flies away sometime? Where are you now? Leaving me down here lost in the rain. Hey, when will God explain this draconian love? You said draconian love, you said draconian love. Where do I go? Where are you now? Sending me off through fire and rain. Angel, when will you explain this draconian love? Infiltrate us with mercy, bait us with sympathy, blind us with love. We're lost in the clouds rolling by, what some of us read into what they feel. Like a grain of nothing, I feel cast in the wind of empty
the A.
When will you explain this draconian love?
And we would stay on the A to go right back into the verse again. Okay. The chordal progression is actually pretty creative. Switching between the verse and the chorus the way they're doing. Having the verse in A and having the chorus in E. And the way that they're leading into each other is really nice, actually. Figuring out ways to end, especially transitioning from the chorus back into the verse. Chorus ending on the A and staying on the A into the beginning of the verse. I think that's really smart. But even the way that they're setting up the verse into the chorus with that, transitioning all the way down, the A, let's see, A, F, I think it's A, F, G, and staying on that G to lead in, so G, F sharp, E, where they'll start the chorus off. I think that's pretty smart. Pretty smart. It sounds good. And it's smooth. It's really, the way that they did it, it's smooth as glass. So you gotta give them credit for that, from a songwriting standpoint and from an arrangement standpoint as well. The voicings on this sound good. I got no issue with anything I'm hearing. Musically, it sounds like everybody knows how to play their instruments just fine. Nothing sticking out like a sore thumb. Two vocalists for two different octaves. I find that to be interesting. Not quite sure how I feel about it, if I'm being honest, on a personal level. I just kind of feel like that's a little bit of overkill. But Nuclear Blast is notorious for doing this with other bands that we've heard under the label, where they'll have 2 or 3 vocalists, and then even in some occasions even more than that, and they're all doing something different. So I'm not going to say it's never been done before, because we've seen on the channel it has. I don't know. To me, it's just extra people. It's just another person that you got to split the take with. You know what I mean? And that's, I don't know. I think that's at times, and in certain circumstances, I think it's a bit of a waste. Is it working? Yes, it is working. And the 2 vocalists are definitely covering 2 very distinctly different areas of the song. So I get it, sort of. But part of me doesn't understand. I'm just like, if you have a vocalist who's very talented, why can't that one vocalist just sing both the lower octave and the higher octave parts? I don't understand why you need one guy to do specifically the lower parts and one guy to do specifically the higher parts. I don't know about that. Anyway, so far so good. I like what I'm hearing. I got no issue with anything I'm hearing, really. So let's keep going. Let's see how this goes.
Aspiration and tears, heartache and fears. Draconian love, you shake draconian love. I'm requiting love, down on my knees. Draconian love, it's all draconian.
I was wondering if we were going to have a guitar solo. Short, sweet, to the point. We modulated up to that. Interesting. F sharp, E, F sharp, to C sharp, to B,
It's all draconian. Where are you now? Where are you now? Leaving me down here, lost in the waves. When
Ah, yes, the advertisement. Ah, yes, the gratuitous advertisements, the self promotion that Nuclear Blast, and not just Nuclear Blast, but Napalm Records, both of them are just notoriously known for. Yes. Look, it wouldn't be an official clip or an official music video from Nuclear Blast without an advertisement. So I get it. I should have been ready for it. Not a lot to talk about, but I do have some questions. So let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Avantasia with Draconian Love. This was a request from Thomas Roaring. Okay, I got a score, and there's honestly not a lot to talk about as far as how the score came about, but I do have some questions that I'm hoping fans of Avantasia can answer for me, because I'm not really 100% sure what to make of the band itself. There's definitely some question marks there. So let's get to the score. Let's talk about how I came up with the score, and then I'm going to ask those questions, and hopefully Avantasia fans will give me the answers. Let's start with the score first, shall we? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that overall presentation, I'm going to give that an 8.1. Yep, 8.1. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, an 8.1, what does that mean? Well, an 8.1 would translate to a great scale rating, because overall, I think this was a great presentation. I think it would also get 4 out of 5 stars and an A- letter grade. So there you go, an 8.1, great scale rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. More than anything, this came down to songwriting and arranging. That's really what gave this the 8.1 more than anything else. The songwriting on this was nice. It was creative too. Between and diversifying between the verse and the chorus, making it very obvious. This is the verse. The verse is here. We're in A. And we're going to stick around that A. But when we switch over to the chorus, we're going to switch to E. So we're going to be in A minor and we're going to be in E minor. And by doing that, they very clearly defined where in the song we were. This is the verse, this is the chorus. And I think the phrasing was very well defined. I'm not saying this to be insulting or to be rude, but they really made the song idiot-proof when it came to defining where in the song we are. Just in case you get lost, here's the verse. Just in case you get lost, here's the chorus, and they made it obvious. But what also really impressed me was how they arranged the two sections so they would bleed into each other. Utilizing the G coming out of the verse, the A to the F to the G, and then here we go. We're going to switch gears. G, F sharp, E to go into the chorus. And how the chorus ended on the A. E to the B to the A. Stay on the A, which led us right seamlessly into the verse. I thought that was really smart. I think that was really well done. I thought they made that. They could not, if I'm being honest, okay, could they have made it smoother? Yeah, they could have figured out a way to transition from the verse into the chorus on the E, I suppose, but I like the G. I do like the G utilization. For the G to the F sharp minor to the E. I thought that was a very nice transition. They didn't make it romper room-ish to make it, so basic that it almost becomes boring. No, they kept it. They kept enough meat on the bone, definitely, to keep you vested, and I dug that. The strength in this song, honest to God, it's in the songwriting and it's in the arranging. As far as the musicianship goes, it all sounded fine. It all sounded good. It all sounded very arranged, if I'm being honest. But I mean, as far as what was played and how it was played, everything sounded like it belonged. Everything sounded just fine. Everything was very pleasing to the ear. All those different voicings, they all lent itself well to filling out the sound and giving the song a nice, grandioso feel. So, I mean, I got no issue with with anybody on the instruments. I think everybody on their instruments did a fine job. Vocally, having two vocalists, I still don't get it. But I've said this about other bands, like, who's the band with the three? They're under Nuclear Blast, too. Nuclear Blast really likes having their bands that have more than one vocalist, don't they? Who's the band I'm thinking of? It's the band with two guys and the gal, and they each have a role. And that seems to be the common thing here with Nuclear Blast. Is they'll give a vocalist, they'll take a band with three vocalists or two vocalists, whatever the case may be, and that one person takes care of one role in regards to the vocal delivery, and another person takes exclusive direction of this role within the context of the song. Like, you'll have one guy doing strictly grit and growl, while another guy does strictly clean vocal. Or in the case of that band, I can't remember the name, you have the female vocalist singing all the higher parts. You have one male vocalist singing clean vocal style with some power and support. And you have another guy who's doing just pure grit and growl vocal. I wish I could remember the name of the band. And then you have this band where you have two clean vocal singers, but one's doing an octave up and the other one's doing an octave down. But they're singing the same notes in octaves. So I don't know why Nuclear Blast does this. I mean, do they have a hard time finding a vocalist that can do everything? I mean, that's possible, but... Or maybe they're just trying to hire as many people for each band that they possibly can. That's another possibility. Give as many people as possible work. I mean, sure, I guess. I don't understand it. I don't know why, but I mean, it does work. Sure, it does work. It does sound good, but while we're at it, why don't we hire 4 or 5 other guitar players while we're at it? Why don't we hire 3 bass players? Why don't we hire 6 drummers? And each drummer, this drummer's in charge of the kick drum. This drummer over here, his whole job is the snare. This drummer over here is just in charge of the hi-hat. And this drummer over here is just in charge of that one particular ride cymbal. Why don't we start evolving that way? I don't get it. I just don't get it. When you can have one person doing all of it, I think that would be more. I think it would be more conducive to style. I mean, in all honesty, and less drama. The more people you have in a band, the more drama there is. Trust me on this. I know. But I mean, I've been in bands with 3 members. I've been in bands with 12 members, and I can honestly say when you have a band with 3 members, there's always going to be less drama than bands with 12. Speaking of numbers, and this is another question I have as far as this band goes, I saw a lot of people on that stage. Could someone explain to me how this band is actually made up? Like, who are actual members of the band? Is everybody on that stage a member of the band, or were there additional performers added to this performance to help fill out the sound? And the song and the band is actually just, the 2 vocalists, 1 guitar player, 1 bass player, and the drummer. And the other backing vocalist, the other guitar player, and the keyboard player were just added on for the sake of the live show. I don't know. And that's one of the questions I have in regards to this. So I'm not sure how the makeup of the band goes. As far as the live show, if I'm being honest, the live show was a bit of a wash. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. It was kind of, kind of indifferent. If you go down the checklist, let's see. Stage presence, yeah, they got that. Stage energy, the two lead vocalists, they were covering it, but with as many people as there were on the stage, only having 2 people cover the stage energy, it looks weak. It does look weak. Especially, how many guitar players were there? 2 or 3, plus the bass player, all up at the front. You know, why were they all just standing in their spots? It's a little weird. Let's see, stage interaction. Surprisingly, no, there really wasn't. Even the vocalists didn't really interact with each other, which was surprising. It kind of looked like they were kind of avoiding each other. Like, they never, as far as I can remember, they never even made eye contact with each other, and that's kind of weird. If you're gonna be in a band, you should be comfortable enough to at least look at each other. It looked, I don't know how to describe it. They didn't look familiar with each other. And this is another possibility. It almost looked like they've never worked together before, and they were put together in this performance for the sake of the performance itself. And maybe in the band, in the core band, maybe there really is just one vocalist. They brought a second vocalist in for the sake of this entire performance. I don't know. I don't know. But it looked weird that the fact that the 2 guys up front, the only 2 guys that are moving around, they never even interacted with each other, never even looked at each other. It's a little odd. Crowd interaction. It was there, but it was subtle. It's not like either one of the vocalists went out of their way to really, get in with the crowd or anything like that. They just, every once in a while, they would kind of gesture to the crowd, and that was pretty much it. I mean, it is getting a check, but it's getting a weak check. And to be honest with you, it's a little disappointing because nobody else in the band was doing anything about that. No, not the guitar players, bass player, none of them were interacting with the crowd whatsoever. Again, they were just kind of standing in their spots and playing their parts. Showmanship, no, nothing that really screamed, let's put on a great live show. I didn't really see anything, so yeah, that doesn't not get a check. Production, yeah, the lighting looked good. That's all there was lighting, but you could tell the lighting was designed to go along with the song, so yeah, that is production. I don't know though. I mean, the live show, like I said, they checked off a couple of boxes, but the boxes they checked off were kind of weak. But they did get the production bonus points, which helped kind of even keel out. So it didn't help, but it didn't hurt either. So like I said, live show was kind of a wash. No, this really came down to more than anything, songwriting and arranging. The song was, it's a great song. It is absolutely a great song. I just really have a lot of questions when it comes to the band makeup and the band structure. Not 100% sure what's going on there. And then the live show, like I said, didn't help, but didn't hurt. So that's how I came up with that 8.1. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have an 8.1, which is a great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.